Okay, we're in the Years to Burn studio and I want to talk about Rat. So actually, little funny backstory, this was originally an instrumental called Indoor Garage Sale because our neighbors were doing some suspicious activity during the time when I wrote the song, but yeah, it's not any of my business. Okay, so the core of the track is the drums and the synth, and I knew that I really wanted that like Moogie bass sound when I was going into writing this track, so I picked the Mini Moog Model D from UAD, which sounds like this. So when I wrote this track, I'm not sure if I wrote that bass line first or I picked the key of the song first, because the key of the song is A sharp minor, but I probably just wrote the bass line and then found a key that fit. But I knew for sure I wanted it in a minor because I was going for that spooky, haunty kind of sound, and I felt like that key would probably be good for that. Yeah, this was kind of funny because I don't normally go into a session with an idea of what I want to create. I just knew that particular day that I wanted that bass sound with that plugin, and it just worked. So that was kind of cool. So I really like the groovy bass line, but where the track really started to shift to the darker tones is once I started choosing the chord choices and the synths that we're going to play them. So this is like a Rhodes instrument, but the chords make it so that it's like haunting or whatever. And that's basically the chord structure of the entire song. And I think it's because these two notes here, that's dissonant because they're close together. I don't know, don't know music theory, but I think that's where it gets a lot of its haunting, darker kind of sound, which is what I was going for. So just like a little bit of context why I was probably choosing these chords and this soundscape is I just finished playing Silent Hill 2 on an emulator, like the original one. And yeah, I was kind of like, oh, I wish I could make something kind of spooky and dark or whatever. Not saying I was aiming for a Silent Hill 2 soundscape or track, but it was definitely influencing me in my chord choice and maybe the key choice and what I was kind of vibing with that day. The influence can probably be heard with an instrument called the Yang Quin. It's this one here. Also, sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, but this is a Chinese hammer dulcimer. It sounds like really nice just on its own, but when you arpeggiate it, that's where you get that like sound here. For me, that was like really Silent Hill influence. So that is like pretty much a general overview of some of the instrumental pieces of the track, but important part is the vocals, which I want to talk about. Okay, so the vocals, it wasn't recorded with this, it was recorded with SM7B, but that's not what's interesting. The cool thing about it was that it was 2 or 3 days before Halloween and we really wanted a release. And we said, oh, let's just look at like some of the backlog of just instrumentals that we have. And I would play this one in the car and Janessa said, oh, I can probably do something with that track. So the crazy part about it is that I wasn't sure what to do with lyrics or vocals or anything. Usually I just leave that to Janessa because they're the vocalists and they're super talented and super creative. So I said, yeah, let's just do it. We'll just roll with whatever. But I didn't expect to hear back on the monitors when I first heard it. I was like, wow, I didn't even know what I wanted. You know, like that feeling you don't know what you want until you kind of hear it, then you know that you want it. It was that exact feeling. It was like super cool. I was listening back. I'm like, this is exactly the tone that this track needed. And it was so fitting. And I was just really, really happy with the outcome. So from there, I just did a quick mix and then we just soft released it for Halloween. And that was pretty much it. It was cool not to worry so much about the mixing. And I know that the mixing could be better and I think it might be a little bit quieter than other tracks, but we were happy with it and we're actually vibing with it so hard that we said, hey, let's just get it out on Spotify and do an official like release. But yeah, if you listened to it already, thank you for listening, and if you haven't, I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, thanks for watching and peace.